Hello, everyone. Welcome to Catherine B. Roy Show. I'm your host, Catherine B. Roy, personal growth and business coach, and I have just one mission to help you do what you love and make your dream business flourish. That is exactly why I'm bringing in experts to discuss certain topics. And today I am completely out of my mind to have one of my favorite people in the world. Natasha Bazilevych is a business trainer, speaker, and public speaking coach. She teaches top managers and entrepreneurs to give powerful presentations so they can reach their business goals. Natasha has been teaching business skills for 13 years, has two bachelor degrees and an MBA. Her signature program, Speak with Power, is a unique experience after which each participant knows how to overcome fear, craft powerful messages, and deliver them with confidence. Welcome, Natasha. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Wow, one of the favorite people in the world.
Yeah,
That's
we
something.
yeah, don't make me go there. We have that. I met you first time when I was working with Diana, our mutual friend, and immediately I felt the same frequency and very similar interests and all of that. And back then, I had a public speaking coach. I was working with him a lot, and I was in the same time following you and your work and how amazing it was. And yeah, enough about me. It is about you. You are amazing. That is what I want to say, at least for what I see online. But I would like my audience to know that what you do, why you do what you do that. And let's start with my favorite thing, fear of public speaking and how to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's a favorite question. A lot of people have the fear of public You know what's interesting? I started asking this question on Clubhouse right now, like everywhere, almost in every room I come. Why do you guys think entrepreneurs, business owners have the fear of public speaking? Because these are brave people who started businesses, and it's not a piece of pie. I mean, it's scary to start to like leave your 9 to 5 to go and start a business, but then these people have the fear of public speaking. And I remember we were discussing, talking to different people, and people were giving their thoughts and ideas that yes, entrepreneurs start their business and they think about launching a product or service. They usually, this is this lonely game, you know how people say it, that you're not really thinking about speaking to people at first. You're thinking about creating this business, this product, and then it comes to, oh, now I have to launch. Oh, now I have to speak to my clients. Now I need to actually maybe even get on stages or go to podcasts and speak. And then they understand that they have this fear. So yeah, everybody has it, but everybody needs to overcome it, because how can we sell? How can we even grow? How can we build relationships without speaking, without sharing our message? And that's why I think that it's super important. Do you want me to share tips? Or, I mean, I can talk forever about the fear of public
Yeah,
speaking.
absolutely. It's Monday now when we are recording. Last Monday, I was interviewing two multimillionaires. Not to brag, but seriously. And both of them said the same. I just didn't want to go in front of the camera. I just didn't want to go on the stage. I have four businesses which are generating over six figures. And when I needed to step up, I just couldn't do that. And I remember myself also. I think we all go through that. But what we can do to actually help ourselves to embrace that fear? I believe we need to embrace that fear and to transform it in some kind of a positive energy.
Mhm.
But you are the expert. I am.
Yes, you actually just now said the two of the tips that I usually give, because I have these like three. It's breathing, embracing, and channeling. So breathing, it's
Mm.
first of all, before people even start thinking, they need to calm down. So they need to use breathing techniques so that they start thinking after that. Because at first it's like, oh, it's all nerves. And that's why, and I do that because everybody gets nervous. And I tell to people, the speakers with decades of experience, they still get nervous before they get on a stage sometimes, not every time, but if it's the new audience or it's maybe the new message, a new presentation. And first, you need to just breathe in, and that's how I do it. Of course, there are all kinds of breathing techniques, but breathe in,
Mhm.
hold your breath, and then very slowly breathe out. Sometimes I do it if I'm by myself. I can do it audibly because like, so that it's like you can even hear your breath when you breathe out, and it has to be really slow. So you do it several times, and that's when you come down. That's when you can already feel that now you can think straight. And then the next, of course, is embracing. And what's embracing? It's you have to understand that it's normal. Everybody gets nervous. And what it shows, it only shows that you care, that you're a normal human being, plus that you care for this message, care about these people, care about their problems, and you want to help them solve their problem. And just embrace this fear. Try to even enjoy it, because I like to kind of enjoy this adrenaline in my body. So I sit there and I was like, ooh, yes, this is gonna be cool. And that kind of leads us to this channeling, because as soon as you understand that it can be cool, that first it's normal and it just means that you care, and then it can be enjoyable, then you start channeling it into excitement.
Mhm.
And then because you already calmed down with breathing, you understood with your mind that it's fine, then you start turning this fear and this nervousness into your passion. And that's when you can go out there and present with such enthusiasm that everybody starts caring about your message just as much as you do.
This is brilliant. I actually heard you saying once that the audience is on our side.
Yeah.
And that's something that we need to be aware of. Usually, the fear is they're going to see me, how they are going to react, what am I going to say, la la la. You know, since elementary school, I was on stage, and I still am afraid. And I want people to know that I am. You can't see that, but I am because I'm aware of that. But that took time in practice, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
fact what you said that the audience is our on our side, they came to see us, they came to hear us, they came because they want to hear what we have to say. So what's actually the fuss about all of that? Like
I
what's
know.
going on? Why we react like that?
It's because of all the deep fears. It's not because of the fear of public speaking. Because when you start thinking about it, it's actually what? The fear of judgment, it's the fear of rejection, it's the fear of the unknown. And for every person, it's actually different. And everybody needs to ask themselves why. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I always do with the clients. It's just, you ask yourself why, and then why is that? And then why again? Why do you have that fear? Because, for example, for me, I don't have the fear of failure, because since my childhood, I embraced failure. I knew that I can learn from it, and I learned to laugh at myself when I fail, and I understand that this is just a building brick. So for me, failure is not the reason why I would have nervousness. But for me, and I know now because I need
Mm-hmm.
to be in control, it's the fear of the unknown, the fear of the uncertainty. And for a lot of people, it's the same. That's why I usually get nervous if this is the new audience or new message. So I would just like, so I would have to do those exercises. But for other people, it could be the fear of judgment or of rejections. Like, oh, what if I don't belong? And we all need to belong, right? We all want to be loved, which is normal. But if we try to cling to that too much, like I really want them to love me. I really hope that if people focus on it too much, that's when they will start getting nervous and start having this fear. But
Mm-hmm.
if we shift, that's another thing that I always say, and it's just such a huge, such an important mindset shift. If we start focusing on the audience and not on ourselves, then we can get rid of this fear of public speaking. Because a lot of times the reason is that people think, they focus on themselves too much. It's like, how do I look? Or what if I say something wrong? Or what if they don't like me? And that's when the audience, or that's when they will start getting nervous, and they will forget about the audience because they're thinking about themselves too much. But as soon as you focus on them, how can I help them? How can I solve their problem? Mm, who are they, these people? What are their dreams? What are their interests? As soon as we focus on them, that's when we can be our best. And that's when we will not be that nervous.
It's the same with any kind of business which is service based.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is always about client, it is not about us. And when we think about that actually and focus on client, then things change. I believe that audience can sense the energy, the frequency that we bring in on the stage, and then they resonate with them. What helped me, and I would like to hear your opinion, because as a personal growth coach, I help people with fear in different kind of way, and that's the fact that fear is just a mechanism of our brain to keep us safe. And to be honest, there is no tiger running after me, right? so
Yes.
so yeah, I try to explain myself things that way. Virtually, when you do interviews like this and when you speak, it's much easier than when you go on the stage, right? But when I hear you and when I see you speaking, that's like very natural flow. It is like a part of you, and this is why your personal brand practically is public speaking, and that's very obvious. So I wanted to hear your opinion. Why is public speaking actually so important for entrepreneurship?
It's because this is how you build your brand. That's just what you said. Exactly. Because how can people know you? How can people know your brand and your service, your product, if you don't speak about it? So
Exactly.
eventually you will have to speak about this. It could be a Facebook Live, it could be an Instagram reel or video, it could be on podcast. Maybe it's on the stage, but you would have to speak about it somehow. Unless it could be some other people and you are just creating a product, you're a CEO and you really don't have anything to do. It's not your personal brand. Maybe it's just a brand and you created this business as an entrepreneur. But we all know that usually it's much better if a personality, a person is attached to the product or service, to any kind of brand. It's much easier to promote, as we already understand. That's why even if you are just a CEO who created a business, you still need to speak to your team. I was going to say to customers, but actually first even just to your team members, and you need to inspire them, empower them. So you will need to present, you need these presentation skills and public speaking skills. It's, I think it's obvious, plus we cannot really escape this need to develop public speaking skills.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Like that's something that completely changes business, especially now during the COVID when we are doing everything online. There is no other way than to present our services or products by showing up, right? And
Exactly.
every time we show up, and that's one of the parts on success on any platform is actually speaking. You need to speak
Yeah.
about that, and in order to speak about that you need to know how to speak about that. That's why I see the public speaking as one of the core elements which can change the entrepreneurship and actually scale the business very very seriously, much more than any kind of paid advertisement or anything else. Just showing up, because
Mm-hmm.
people like to work with people they trust, right? And what's the
Mm-hmm.
best way to establish trust than to speak?
To speak. And basically, what is speaking? It's a conversation. I always say when you guys present, forget about performance. Forget that you are on the stage or you are creating a video and you are presenting to your customers. Remember that you are having a conversation with your clients or potential clients or with your audience. And that's why, and what is a conversation? It's our life. Our whole life is relationships, and what's a relationship without a conversation? Nothing. That's why basically our business is all about relationships and it's all about conversations, and that's speaking. That is public speaking. That's why every business owner, every entrepreneur needs to master a conversation
Exactly.
and needs to master public speaking like it's a conversation. Then
Yes.
it will be natural, and then it will be, they will not be nervous about it. Because are you nervous talking to me right now? No, right? We are. I'm not, you're not, because we're having this conversation. I think anybody would be if they go on a podcast or if they stand and they're talking to a friend or to a customer. They're just talking, it's a conversation. Why would you be nervous? But as soon as people get this into their head, oh, I'm on a podcast, oh my goodness, there could be so many people listening to me, and then suddenly they will start getting nervous. As soon as they think about themselves, as soon as they think that this is some kind of a performance, no, just forget about it. And the same with the Facebook Live or with any kind of live or video. Don't think of it as you are recording a video and suddenly people get paralyzed. Forget
Yeah.
about this. Just a conversation. You're just talking to the camera.
One of the main elements of today's digital marketing is video.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are afraid of stepping up, and they record like 12 times the same thing, going over and over and over again. But I will be honest, I started in a closed Facebook group because I was afraid English is not my native language. I was brilliant in Serbian language on stages, but how am I going to do this now, And people reacted nicely, So I said, okay, let's try to do it wider and wider and wider and wider. And this is how we came to this place. But I really do believe, and I want to like stress this as much as I can, that public speaking is one of the main tools for business growth, not just for starting a business and actually building a personal brand, but for scaling a business.
Mhm.
Because if you look at the most powerful businesses today, like even Goldman Sachs has a podcast called Chat with, I think, David, because he is interviewing his employees. What do you think about that? This huge company is actually stepping up and showing up because the CEO of Goldman Sachs seriously has his own show.
Wow. So they are interviewing their own employees.
Exactly.
I think that that's great. I think that's the next step of
Mm,
actually humanizing it. It's not just this huge corporation, but he is communicating and talking to people in different levels of the organization. I mean,
mm,
that's the next level leadership, I say. And
exactly. And
I
it's
think
building
that
a
that's
brand,
beautiful.
not just of a corporation, but of each of those people who are coming to the show. I think it's called Catch Up with David or something like that. Very,
Mm.
very casual. And I was very
Mm-hmm.
much surprised. It's a form of a personal branding and corporate branding at the same, but it is a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And I just love these podcasts when it's like a talking kind of people are talking to each other. And of course, we can all learn nuggets from those conversations, but it's not something rehearsed or even something that people prepared ahead of time. I think it has to be this natural. And what
And
this guy is doing, it's
if
perfect.
it's not natural, then it's obvious. Like,
Yeah.
when we use teleprompter or something like that, I always can see when something is written and then learned and rehearsed, and
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
Our program is called Speaking with Power.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me
Yes.
a little bit more why.
Because first of all, I am super passionate about speaking.
Mhm.
And I love speaking. I fell in love with this at one moment when I was 17 years old, and I spoke at my graduation party to parents and graduates and teachers. And I understood that there is power in speaking when you see how people's eyes change, how they light and they spark and they get inspired. That is power. There's power in that. So when I felt that, I fell in love with public speaking in general. That's why I am passionate about speaking. I am passionate about helping people speak and also fall in love with speaking like that. But at the same time, I am super passionate about helping people release that power,
Mhm.
uh, understand that everybody has the power, because I am 100% sure that we have incredible power within us and we are not using all of that power. I know that I'm not using all of my power yet. I know that I'm super powerful and I'm using a lot of it, but not all of it. And that's why also it's kind of sad seeing people suppressing their power, maybe not believing in themselves enough, not using it, not using their voice. And how do you use that power? Well, you've got to speak. First, you need to speak up. You need to say what you think. Then
Mhm.
you need to go and speak, telling people your message. Then you need to go in and speak, empower other people. So it's always about speaking when
Mhm.
you release that power. You cannot release your power silently, absolutely silently. I mean, there could be some moments, there's some unique situations when it's without any words, but usually it's with sharing the message.
Well,
Every
what
business is sharing some kind of message.
what came to my mind when you said without the words has nothing to do with public speaking, because everything I do except a few things is actually including conversation. And the power within all of us is there.
Yeah.
But you know how Lisa Nichols said, and you inspired me now to mention that the only thing which is separating you from your dream life is your story,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that.
right?
And I heard that from you also several times.
Just say that it took me time. I would like people to understand we didn't just like get up and do that. But you
Mm-hmm.
build yourself up during the time, right? You become better.
Yeah.
You do things. But it is also about connecting with your inner purpose and realizing what is really something that you are passionate about, right?
Yes, absolutely. We need to understand what is that power, what is the source of that power, what drives it, and that is a lot of times it's the purpose, it's that passion that people have. That's why I love when I see people go after their dream, and even if at first it's not what they arrive later. So first they think that, okay, this is my vision, this is my dream, I want to go after. But a lot of times people are like, oh, but maybe that's not it. Maybe I'm not really sure. So always I say, just go for it. Start. Yes, this is your vision now. So go for it today. But then it might change along the way. And you will see maybe in 2 and 3 years, you will understand that, okay, the dream actually is this one. And I needed to make that first step only so that I would start. So
Exactly.
that's how it happened in my life. And I'm sure it happened in a lot of people's lives too.
Exactly. Like, and it is natural to change. We become more aware. We are more experienced. We learn
Mm-hmm.
more. We are doing more things, and then we shape that experience. And it is very important to be passionate about something when you are doing
Mm-hmm.
that. And when you are doing this, um, that is obvious. It is obvious that you love to do what you are doing. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe that that kind of approach is just driving people towards you. And if you can wake up that power in three, 2, 5, I don't know, 10,000 people, that's truly a world changing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
seriously. And that is what public speaking can do in just 20 minutes. If you speak in front of 10,000 people, you are done in 20 minutes. You don't need to speak 10,000 times, multiply 20 minutes, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And just think about the impact. We all talk about impact, about the importance of changing somebody's life, changing the world. Just think if you speak and you impact just one person, just one life, even if you stand on the stage or you are on the podcast or you make a video and only one person react. Maybe you don't have any reactions. Let's talk about social media. You don't have any reactions there. Well, first of all, you've got to remember that people are watching and they're just not reacting. I know for sure. I've had people reach out to me and say, I've been watching your videos and but they're not reacting. They're like, there's no, I think we even talked about this before.
Yeah.
They're like, they are not commenting, they're not reacting. But then weeks later, they come to me and it's like, would you work with me? Because I've been watching you. I had this one guy and I'm thinking, my goodness, I've never even seen you react to my videos, but you've been watching my videos. So, what I mean is, people are watching. So, you are impacting lives, maybe even just one. But think, you impacted that one life, and then that person impacted 3 lives, and then those people impacted 100
Exactly.
lives. So, it all just multiplies, and that's beautiful. I think
And we
that's
created
so inspiring.
we create a ripple effect. That is how
Yeah.
you make a change. Yeah, I love that story completely. And exactly what you just said, it is not about us, it is about our audience. And if we touch just one heart, it's more than enough. I had someone who
Yeah.
was watching me 2 years before she came to work with me, and I was like, what, seriously? Like, why didn't you come before? Like, why did you
I
react?
know.
I had no idea. Yeah, but she knew everything that I was doing, so
Mm-hmm.
that is obvious. And now a little joke. I have a guy. I hired an agency. They're building my finals, and he's writing the copy. And at one moment he said, "And you know that feeling when you create a video, you get 23 likes and just a comment from your neighbor." That's the thing.
Yes.
That
Yeah, exactly.
now
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing is searching for my app because it is time for a second part of the interview where we will have a little bit fun.
Ah,
I will ask
mm-hmm.
you very quick questions and you have 10 seconds to answer to me, and you will hear this when the time is up. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes, this is exciting.
What is your favorite book?
My favorite book is Count Monte Cristo, The Count Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. And I am dreaming to learn French language so that I could read it in the original.
Wow. Yeah, I'm in love with Paris. So
Yeah, I would love that. Oh,
this is
this is my
actually
dream.
not the sound I was expecting, but it is a reminder that we have a session after this together. So yeah.
I know. I'm looking forward to that.
Second one, what would do you like? What you like to do with your spare time?
When I have spare time, I love reading. I love watching great shows and movies, and I love spending time with my friends and running and going out to get a drink and to have a sit at a cafe and maybe work on something, create something, or just think, reflect, or meet with my friends there.
That's so cool. I see you out a lot, and you actually inspire me to go out more. And what would be your advice for someone who is starting a public speaking? Let's say they are already established entrepreneur and now they realize they need to go into public speaking. What would you advise them?
Mhm. Well, when I teach public speaking, I usually teach these three columns, three main parts. It's mindset, message, and delivery. That's why for everybody who really wants a holistic approach, I would suggest start with your mindset because everybody is different. So people would need to whether overcome nervousness and then build confidence, then look into their goals, understand who they are as a speaker, speaker persona. Then they go into message. So you create your message, craft, learn how to structure it,
Hmm.
think of your story, practice your story and the structure of your story. And then finally, delivery. It's when it's these MMD system. It's when you deliver your message with confidence, with persuasion, and then you learn how to deliver it virtually, learn how to remember your speech, how to use your voice, because our voice is such a wonderful tool that we can use. So learn your body language, your arms and your hands, they are your visual aids. Learn that. So mindset, message, and delivery. As soon as you guys master that, then you will be great public speakers. But of course, you start with mindset. So if anybody wants to start with your mindset, with deleting or canceling, getting rid of all your limiting beliefs and start building the confidence that you need for becoming a powerful speaker. I think that
I
was more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I did it purposely because you were saying so many very valuable things, and I didn't want to interrupt you. And
Okay.
I couldn't agree more because I actually did started with mindset when I was starting my own business. I realized that the only person who is stopping myself is me.
Exactly. And it's always like that. Mindset, it's number one in everything.
Yeah,
Business building, public speaking, every skill will start with mindset.
it's the key.
We can't escape that.
Yeah, it's the key. I actually went to hypnotherapy, so uh, yeah, but all is fixed now. Tell us a little bit more about your program and also where people can find you, how they can reach out to you, and what we can
Mhm.
expect from your magic in this year.
I first I will start with my program. I love this. What magic? What can people expect from my magic this year?
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. But first, about the program, actually, I already launched it. But if people want to join, then they can message me separately, and I have a course that people can just take and learn themselves. So this is the program that's called Speak with Power, and that's exactly what I was talking about. It's three parts: mindset, message, and delivery. And my goal is for people to build their confidence, to get rid of that fear and build the confidence of a speaker, then to craft a clear message, because clarity is also super important. It's one of the most important things in speaking, in delivering, in conveying any kind of message, whatever that is. When people talk to their clients, or they want to just inspire and empower, or they want to sell something. So we work on creating a specific presentation as the result of the program, at least minimum one presentation or speech or message.
Hmm.
They craft, we work together on them using their story. So they create their story and they know how to put it in the speech, what would be the structure, and then finally delivering. So people are practicing. If this is a coaching, because they have the group coaching program, which is a 6 week coaching program, and I have the course where people are just going through the videos. And if it's a coaching program, people can also work with me one-on-one. So for that, they should just message me, DM me, and tell me, and we will talk about this. But in any case, in any situation, it's I want you to practice your message, and I see through it, and I see that people actually do it with confidence and not while reading, but actually as a conversation, so that even when they memorize, because we have this topic of remembering, how to remember your speech, and when people deliver this speech, they didn't just memorize it and rehearsed it and then it's robotic, but they own it. It's when they can feel this message, because with some of my clients I just said, no, I don't like it. No, this, it doesn't really sound like it's you. It sounds like you're, oh, like you're reciting a poem. This speech should not be like you're reciting a poem. It should be like you're just talking to me and you're sharing something important. And that's what I want. And as a result, you have the presentation and the message that you can deliver in such a way that people are captivated and they want to take action after this. So that is my goal, that people work on their mindset, message, and delivery. And as a result of the program, they have this super cool presentation, a powerful message that they deliver to their audience.
And before I
And
convince you that LinkedIn is the best place to reach out to you, what is actually now your best place?
yes, LinkedIn is a great place to reach out to me, and Instagram and Facebook, because you know this rule. First, you focus on one social medium, and then you go to others. So Facebook has been my home for a long time, and I have a Facebook group, Powerful Speakers, where people can practice for free. And I've mastered, I think, Facebook, and now I'm going more into Instagram and LinkedIn. But definitely, people can find me on LinkedIn, Natasha Bazilevych, and Instagram, and Clubhouse, and Facebook. I am everywhere, and now I'm mastering Clubhouse and enjoying it very much too.
Awesome, awesome. The joke was before because we are going to have soon something that we co-created around LinkedIn, right?
Yes,
Uh,
LinkedIn.
Thank you so much. Yeah, magic. I can't finish without the magic at the end. What we can expect until the end of the year.
Oh, yes, about magic of this year specifically. I would say it's going to be my book,
Mm.
because I'm studying my book. I'm doing research now, and I will start writing it in the summer. And I'm not going to finish this year, but I will start. And that's about this making this first action.
Mhm.
Just start the first step, and then you will see where it goes. So I have one idea now. Maybe when I start writing this book, it will change. Maybe it will evolve into something else. But I think that such an important milestone in my life. I know that you wrote a book, and we talked about that, and it's super inspiring to me. I wanted to write this book. It was my dream. It has been my dream for a long, long time, and I finally made the decision. And now it's even scheduled that I am starting in the summer. So I
That's the
think
magic.
that's
That
my magic. That's the legacy that I am leaving in this world. That's why I think it's magic. And of course, I have the Speak with Power program, and I'm dreaming about a Speak with Power, Speak Up with Power show, when I want to encourage people to speak up, to speak their mind,
that can be
to
very cool,
say,
actually.
yeah, yeah. I want to start it. I want to. This is a dream, so I want to start again. It's all about this starting. So just start small. So I want to start small. Just do lives with other people on Instagram or on Facebook, just to encourage them to. So it could be really short, when they speak up, when they just speak their mind, say what they think on whatever issue they want. And then I want to create this like a TV show and travel the world and encourage people in different countries where they don't speak up to actually speak up, to say, and do it with power, say what they think. Maybe they've been afraid to speak their mind, but I will give them this opportunity.
Beautiful. I remembered something. I was talking to my colleague and I told him, please, when I ask you something, tell me what you think. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. I need your opinion. So he gave me the opinion and I was like, go back to what I want to hear. Of
Yeah.
course, it was a joke. But it was very fun. And he was like, do you want it? Like, it can be very fun. I
Yeah.
know that things, when we start, especially doing lives,
Hmm.
can be tricky and people can get afraid. But If we just imagine that we are talking to a friend, it's much easier. And it really, really helped
Yeah.
me with my business. Seriously, it really did because people see you and they reach out to you. Not just people, like people who wants to work with you one on one, but companies. There is
Mm-hmm.
no other way than when they hear and see you speak and actually, deliver your message. So I support you greatly on this journey of changing lives. And thank you so much for being my guest. It was my truly honor,
Mm.
and I hope you enjoyed as I did.
Yes, it was my honor. Thank you so much. And I definitely enjoyed every moment.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye bye. Ciao.
Bye.